The moment you decide to leave the body resists, not out of fear, but out of habit, because it has spent your entire life believing that tension equals survival, and relaxation equals vulnerability. So the first battle of astral projection is not spiritual or mystical but deeply biological, unfolding in the silent negotiation between your nervous system and your awareness as you lie still. Eyes closed, listening to the subtle noise of your own existence, the distant hum of electricity. The faint ringing in your ears, the heartbeat that suddenly feels louder when there is nothing else to distract you. And this is where most people fail, because they try to force relaxation, clenching mental fists around muscles that have been gripping the world all day. But instant relaxation never comes from force, it comes from permission, from convincing the body that it is no longer needed to act, no longer needed to protect, no longer required to respond, and the fastest way to do that is to remove urgency from the system entirely, to let the body believe there is absolutely nothing to solve, nothing to prepare for, nothing to anticipate. Because anticipation is tension's fuel, and the body tightens when it thinks something is about to happen, so the first shift is psychological, not physical, a quiet decision to stop waiting for results, to stop checking progress, to stop asking whether it's working, because every time you do, the body interprets that question as a command to stay alert, and instead you let your attention sink downward, not scanning the body aggressively, but observing it like a witness watching a stranger fall asleep on a train. Noticing how the jaw loosens when you stop holding your teeth together, how the tongue drops when you stop telling it where to rest, how the shoulders fall when you realize you've been holding them up against gravity as if gravity were an enemy, and as each muscle releases, something strange happens, the body begins to trust you, because for the first time all day, you are not demanding performance from it, and this trust triggers a cascade of real physiological changes. The parasympathetic nervous system takes over. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens without instruction, blood pressure drops, and the muscles enter a state called atonia, the same paralysis that occurs naturally during REM sleep. But now you are awake to feel it arriving, and this is the instant that matters, the instant where relaxation stops being something you do and becomes something that happens to you, because when the body realizes it will not be called upon, it shuts down voluntary control entirely. Limbs grow heavy, then hollow, then distant, as if your arms and legs are no longer objects but ideas you once had, and fear often appears here, subtle but sharp, because the mind notices the loss of control and interprets it as danger, a leftover survival reflex. But this fear is not an enemy, it is a signal that you are close. And the fastest way through it is not reassurance but neutrality, acknowledging the sensation without labeling it, because labeling activates thought, and thought reactivates the body, so instead you let the fear pass like a sound outside your room, not yours, not important, just occurring, and as it fades, the body relaxes even deeper, breath becomes shallow and automatic, the sense of weight increases until the mattress feels like it's swallowing you, and then abruptly, weight disappears entirely, replaced by a floating stillness that feels unnatural because it is unfamiliar. And here lies the final test, because the body is now relaxed enough to sleep, but your awareness must remain perfectly balanced, not alert, not drowsy, just present, observing without engagement, like watching fog roll in without stepping into it. And this is where instant relaxation truly locks in, when you stop identifying as the body at all, when sensations are no longer happening to you, but simply happening. Vibrations may begin, or a gentle buzzing, or a sense of internal movement without physical motion, all of which are natural consequences of the body disconnecting from conscious control. And if you interfere, even slightly, by adjusting your breath, swallowing, moving a finger, or mentally celebrating progress, the body snaps back online instantly, because movement equals command, and command equals waking. So instead you remain still, not rigidly, but effortlessly, because stillness is no longer something you maintain, it is something you inherit. And this is the paradox that defines astral projection. The less you try, the deeper you go, the more you surrender control, the more control you gain, and the body, now fully relaxed, becomes a silent anchor you no longer inhabit, allowing awareness to drift free, not violently, not dramatically, but naturally, like a thought detaching from emotion. And whether you choose to exit fully or simply rest in that threshold state, the lesson remains the same: instant relaxation is never about techniques alone. It is about undoing the lifelong habit of bracing yourself against life, about teaching the body, through experience rather than instruction, that it is safe to let go, and once the body learns that lesson, it remembers it, making each future attempt easier, faster, and deeper, because the body no longer needs convincing, it already knows how to disappear.